extended for additional goods. E, the authority shall be satisfied in such cases that no advantage could be obtained by fraud. Circumstance shall be where there is likely to be injury or loss of life. B, where there is likely to be damage to property. And C, where there is a situation arising from force majeure. Do you know what force majeure is?
Yes.
Okay. Now, where do you fall?
Well, not in the section that you refer to, but the letter clearly indicated.
Forget the letter. We are now discussing where the grounds that you think you fall within, which would render you or will cause you to even apply for single sourcing.
No, I honestly cannot forget about this letter that I have conveying approval.
Yes. Says what?
It's saying their decisions is based on section 44, subsection C of the GPPA Amendment Act 2018.
Yes. Which says what? I have asked you that.
Yes, and that's why I said, allow me to go, let me check if the Amendment Act 2018 is available. And I asked you if you have a copy, you said no. And I also do not have a soft copy of that.
Okay.
But I can make findings, the time you will allow me to check for the letter, then I can make findings and draw reference to this particular section, because that is what is referenced in the letter.
So do we have the contract, you have the contracts committee file. It should really, the deliberations as to why you prefer single source should be in the file. Should it not?
Yes, I can also check in the contract.
No, should it not?
No, it should be there.
Because the reason, before you even apply for single sourcing, you must have really discussed this.
Yes.
And realize that you are within single sourcing grounds before you apply.
And that was done.
Okay, yes. So we need that correspondence for you. So you can just mark that. Once we give you the break, you just come back with it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
The second one, but not only that, you have, they said there was the delivery receipt. We need to see the delivery note. The purchase order that was raised, we want to see that. It should be in the procurement file. Is that not the case?
The purchase order, maybe it should be in the vouchers, not in the procurement file.
Yes, GPA forms such as 101 and 102, they said it was attached. We want to see this.
Do you have the file for the monthly reports? Maybe you can help me with that.
The monthly, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you can talk to the registrar.
Yes.
And the minutes of the contracts committee, of course, we have discussed that.
Yes.
So please write that down.
I did.
All right. Turn to page 24. You will see the procurement of excavation and clearing drains. Page 24.
Yes.
It says the category is services, amount $450,000, awarded contractor Lankaramo Sawane, procurement method RFQ. From the evidence we have gathered, are there any contracts you have with Lankaramo Sawane?
Contracts for the procurement of excavations?
Yes.
Yeah, because the findings is indicating that
No. I just answer my question. When I want you to go to the findings, I will tell you. Were there any contracts with Lankaramo Sawane?
I'll have to confirm the minutes or the procurement files.
The procurement.
Yes.
So again, when we give you time, you can do that quickly. The other issue is, if you look at the compliance section, it says the procurement item was part of the procurement plan, but we know there is no procurement plan for 2020. You have said that. On page 24.
Yes.
It says the procured item was part of the procurement plan. Is that true?
No, there was no plan for 2020.
So it's not true.
Yes.
So you see why I said that we have already had evidence from GPA regarding the fact that they had compromised significantly with the procuring organizations. You agree with that? Do you agree with that?
Well, the fact that what I can say is that there was no procurement plan for
Exactly.
for Brikama for
So
2020.
there were no minutes of the contracts committee. If there were no minutes, on what grounds were these procured?
Again, I think I will have to refer to the contract committee minutes because I remember this was disclosed at the level of the contracts
Note that
committee.
we will ask that the commission, the chair, give you about 10-15 minutes to sort them out.
Well, again, I just want to say, I think this is very conflicting. You could see under the compliance section.
Yes.
You could see the quotation was approved by the contracts committee.
The quotation was?
Was approved by the contracts committee.
Yes.
And that contravenes the fact that you said there was no minutes of the contract committee meeting has stipulated. So you see.
That's what I said. I did not say.
No, I mean.
I read.
I mean the report. I mean the report is
Yes,
indicated.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, who should help us to clear this contravention?
Myself.
Okay, good. So please, you've asked for the time. We will ask that the chairperson give you about 15 minutes to do that. Just mark that. 15. The next one is page 25.
Sorry, let me take
Okay.
this place. The next one is?
On page 25, where you have the procurement of rain suits, boots, and plastic gloves. The amount is $167,500. The awarded contractor is Friendship Enterprise.
Yes.
The method is RFQ, request for quotation. So, again, it says that there was a delivery receipt. We need to say the delivery receipt or delivery note. Note that. That there was a purchase order raised. We want to see that either in the procurement file or contracts committee file. It says the procurement item was part of the procurement plan. We know that's not true, correct?
Yeah, there was no plan for 2020.
Yeah, so that's not true. Now, the quotation were not approved by the contracts committee. Again, do you need to verify this?
Yes, because at the last point you have evaluation reports was generated for this procurement, so it's conflicting.
The last report you have?
Evaluation report was generated for this procurement.
Yes.
So that is conflicting with the...
It's not conflicting. What is evaluation report?
It's after you received the quotations.
Yes.
The end report that you prepare seeking approval.
Yes.
For your recommendation of the procurement decisions.
Yes, that doesn't mean that there are minutes of contracts committee. One person can do that.
No, but that also do not mean that, if there was no quotation, like they said, the quotations were not approved.
But if you can procure goods or items without following the procurement regulation or act, without it having been subjected to contracts committee meetings, but you filled some of the necessary forms, then this can be done.
No, I don't think this is feasible under the circumstances.
It's not feasible?
No. You need to have an evaluation report. The report needs to go with the minutes. It needs to go with the quotations.
Quotations?
Yes.
Okay, then you have the burden to provide the minutes and the necessary quotations. Is that not the case?
Yes.
Good. So we are on 25, regarding the suits, rain suits, boots, and plastic gloves.
Yes.
We have discussed the fact that there was no procurement plan, even though they have stated that it wasn't in the procurement plan.
Yes.
You have agreed with that. And we said that statement is false. Correct?
Yeah, there was no procurement plan for 2020.
And so the statement is false.
Yes, it is not correct.
And the other three is what you need to find out. The quotations were not approved by the contracts committee, and there were no minutes of contracts committee.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
You turn to the last page, 26. Or maybe, I'm not sure that I will ask this, should ask this last, but let me just still ask it. You have been given 86% compliance rate. Do you think that's fair? Do you think that's true assessment? You've been there since 2020, 2019, do you think you have been 86% compliant with
Well,
GPA?
well, that is the score
No,
by.
I'm asking you.
Yes, yes,
You think that's fair?
it is. Yes.
For most of the procurement, you comply with GPA regulation. You and I know that's not true.
If you look at the procurement score for 20, if you look at the non-compliance that are in the procurement compliance review reports,
Yes.
and you also see the procurement review for the year 2020. Definitely, you will understand that there have been
Improvements. I'm not concerned about the improvements.
No, improvement dictates the scores.
No.
If there's no improvement, you don't have improvement in your scores, Council.
No, that's not correct. Compliance is compliance. They do not compare previous years to this year to grade you. What they should focus on is how compliant were you in all your procurement activities for a given year. Do you understand that? And for 2020, most of the procurement did not follow the procurement regulation and act. It did not.
You will agree with me that the procurement organization do not conduct a review of their own procurement activity?
I know.
Yes. So, yes. So, as far as I'm concerned, as head of the procurement organization, I could say it is a fair score.
I know that you do not self-assess yourself.
Yes.
But what we know from the evidence we gather as well is there's always collusion with the procurement organizations and GPPA. And compromise.
That has not happened with us.
Yeah, you can always say that. And I'm not just mentioning you. I'm saying the procurement organizations and GPPA. We know that's a fact. In this country, we know. We have had the evidence from GPPA. They have accepted to compromising standards. And they have accepted to also having these percentages to not be a fair reflection of what is in evidence. They've really accepted that the scores they will be giving you is not a true reflection of the situation.
Well, until this very moment, our position was that these are true reflections of the compliance level.
Yes, that's what compromise does. It's Jonga. Wherever you have compromise, that's what it does. It gives you an assessment that is not fair. And if it's on black and white, in black and white, then you want to argue around it, but you have to prove it. That's the point.
Well, we are given a score,
yes.
and then,
You had in 2020, just to give you, you had in 2020, 173 transactions.
Can you please direct me to that page, please?
Seven.
Yes.
173 transactions. Do you see that?
Yes.
And for all these transactions,
yes,
you have single sourced 120.
Yes.
How unfair is that? How transparent is that?
All the single source that we did are all approved.
No, you see, that's the collusion I'm talking about. That's the compromising of standards I'm talking about. And we have discussed with GPA. Let me ask you now, have you been conducting market surveys?
No.
You see? That's the first most important rule.
Yeah, I know it is important.
So if you do not conduct market surveys, how do you justify this? The prices that you sign up for? Tell me now.
No,
it's a question. If you don't conduct market surveys in a given year, how do you determine that this water bottle is actually costing $50?
Yes, I agree. Market surveys are.
Answer the question. How do you justify that?
That's what I'm trying to answer here.
Yes.
I know market surveys are important part
Very important.
Of the procurement process. And again, I admit that we have not been conducting market surveys.
Yes.
And then you could see in the findings of the compliance review report,
yes,
we have never admitted that we have conducted
market
surveys when we had not.
Yes.
Yes. But there have been improvement in other aspects of the procurement transactions.
I'm not talking about the improvement. I am talking about the first basics. Building a house with no foundation. Will that house stand?
I think everything starts with your procurement plan. It starts with your budgeting process and so on.
Thank you very much for guiding me.
Yes.
Everything starts with the procurement plan.
Yes.
You don't have a procurement plan for 2020.
Yes, I admitted that.
And you have 86 score.
But we have been reviewed by an authority. We have not reviewed ourselves.
Now I'm asking you, if you were to review any organization
Yes.
Any procurement organization
Yes.
that does not have a procurement plan, that does not have a market survey, and will you give them 86 compliance? Now forget what GPA has done.
I'm not an expert in procurement.
You are.
No, I'm not. I cannot answer that.
No, Mr. Jonga, you are an expert in procurement.
I am not an expert in procurement.
No, you head a procurement organization.
That doesn't mean I'm an expert. You see, you can be a CEO of a local government council.
Yes.
You can have an expertise in administration, in management.
Yes.
That do not necessarily mean that you have an expert in accounting,
what is the role of the
in
contracts
finance.
committee? Tell me.
The contracts committee, sits over and make decisions on contracts matters.
What is the role? See, when you are asked a question, you listen to the question, listen to the words, and answer the question, the manner in which it has been asked. What is the role of the contracts committee?
The contracts committee handles procurement matters of the procurement organization.
How would you handle procurement matters if you don't know procurement?
No, that's why I have to be honest with you. I'm not an expert in procurement.
I'm not saying, listen to me. How would you handle procurement matters if you do not know procurement?
Of course, you need to have some degree of procurement. And this is what I'm trying to tell you here. Being a CEO doesn't mean that you have to be an expert in admin, expert in auditing, expert in procurement.
Does your information or knowledge in procurement, does it involve knowing that there should be a procurement plan?
Yes.
Does it involve knowing that there should be a market survey?
Yes.
So that's basic.
No, but to me,
is that basic?
Yeah, it's basic, but not expert.
Here, no way, forget the word expert. Is that basic?
No, because you talked about expert earlier on.
You said I am not an expert. Is that basic?
That is basic knowledge, yes.
And as CEO, you knew that this is just cannot be compromised, non-compromisable.
Yes.
Good. But you led an organization wherein you compromised this.
No, I did not.
2020.
It was not deliberate.
I did not say deliberate. I said you led an organization wherein you compromised those two requirements. Is that a fact or is it not a fact?
Yes.
Exactly.
But not deliberate again.
See, don't put words in my mouth.
No, I'm not putting words. I'm telling you, I'm speaking on my behalf. I'm telling you it was not deliberate.
You led an organization, you accepted that compromise in one of the most fundamental requirements.
Yes, we do not have
plan.
Yeah, we do not have a plan at the time.
Market survey.
Yes, we did not.
You think genuinely you deserve 86?
Deserve what?
86%.
Yes. That's a score from GPP. I cannot turn down that council.
Now, let's go to the other 2022. And why?
2022 forward.
Why was there no in 2020? Why was there no tender?
In what?
Do you know why? For all the procurements you've done
in 2020. Because there was no tender. There was no tender.
Why? Why is the question? The question is not whether there was a tender. Why was there no tender?
Of course, there is one tender here, Council. There is one open tender, national.
Yes, sorry, one.
Yes.
Just one.
Yes.
And it's still a very insignificant number, considering you have 173 transactions.
Yeah, it depends on the volume of the procurement item that you want to procure for the year.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so if you don't have any major procurement, that meets the threshold for a tender.
So you're saying all these single sources, they met the threshold for single sourcing?
All those?
All these contracts you have single sourced, they are within the threshold? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm talking about the tender that you talked about.
I'm now talking about, are you saying that the ones you have single source, 120 transactions, are within the threshold?
No, I did not say that. I said...
Now I'm asking, are they within the threshold?
Unless I confirm the records. But what I can say is we have obtained approval for most of the single source.
So get us the monthly reports. Guide us through the 120.
Yes, I will need to have a copy of the monthly report.
Yes. You guide us through the 120, and you will tell us whether they are within the threshold or not. And it makes life easier. It's not the case. Is that not the case?
Yes, I need to have the file, please.
In fact, what GPA said is that this is not a normal situation. They testified and said it's not a normal situation to have 99% of your transactions to be nothing other than it's just to be like single sourced or request for quotation. They said it's not normal, that there should be a competitive process. So where you do not have a competitive process, what is the problem? What is the issue? What is the negative impact of not having a competitive process?
Well, this procurement method for single source, like I said, we shot we request for approval and we are granted approvals. But you know, in case you don't have competition, you know.
Mr. Jonga, again, I do not doubt that you have approval for some of them. I'm not asking that about approvals. I'm asking about a specific issue. And you had my question very clear.
No, I did not.
Okay, let me repeat, and you tell me to repeat my question. Yeah. Probably it's much more easier for me. What is the negative effect of not creating a competitive process in procurement?
The factors could be you might not get value for money.
Value for money?
Yes.
Go ahead. You open it to fraud.
Well, there is that risk.
It is captured.
Yes.
In the act and the regulation.
Yes.
That you open it to fraud. So, but then you have so many instances where you've favored a non-competitive process. Only once in the year out of 173 transactions.
But Council, there are thresholds for this procurement method. You maybe would not expect the procuring organization to conduct a tender for a procurement of an item that is less than the threshold.
Okay, thank you very much. Since you're now hammering on the threshold, we wait for you to tell us what the threshold is for all these 120. Is that a fair thing to say?
Yes, you give me the files and I'll go through the single source transactions.
So you'll be given the file. Let's go to the...
sorry, let me just ask Mr. Jonga. Mr. Jonga, if you look at your budget for 2020,
yes,
on a general expenses,
yes,
you made a lot of expenditure on some major activities. For instance, let me take an example of the hiring of vehicles in 2020, where you expended 3.9 million.
Yes.
So, and we are talking about procurement, right?
Yes.
So, this hiring of vehicles,
yes,
you are telling us that you did a tender, and it is just one tender that was done. All
yes.
of the rest was through single source, right?
Yes, because in the report you have 120 single source, yes.
Yes, and if you look at under your general expenses,
yes,
you realize that most of the transactions are way beyond the ceiling for single sourcing, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
And if you go to your capital expenses, you had the purchase of motorcycles and vehicles, which was for 2020, which was for 1.7 million.
The
Right?
motorcycles?
Yes. And then you have the software cost, which we will come back to, because you need to tell us what the software is. You expended 576,000 on that software cost. And there are some series of other transactions which are above $500,000. You did a sockaway for $572,098.50, etc., etc. So don't you think these activities ought to have gone on the tender? I just noted a few.
No, it should have been competitive instead of they should have been competitive instead of being single source.
Yes.
Yes.
And when you say competitive, you mean it should have gone to tender, right?
No, they are not. They have not get to the threshold for tender. You know, most of procurement should have been through a framework agreement. Example, the procurement of stationaries. We should have a framework agreement with a particular supplier.
I understand that.
Yes.
Together with fuel and all other transactions.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. So that will.
And that will have reduced the risk of fraud. Is
yes,
that not the case?
Correct. Yes.
But it was not done.
Yes, exactly.
We did not have framework agreement.
Yeah, we only had one for fuel. We don't have. We were working on the one for stationery and the other spare parts.
Can you provide us with the framework agreement
for
you
the
have signed on fuel
I have
from
submitted,
the 19th?
I've submitted that to the commission.
You have submitted that?
Yes.
Okay, we'll go through that when you come back. Yes, thank you. Mr. Joyner has a question.
Mr. Jonga, this is just a short one.
Yes, sir.
Doesn't a framework agreement has to go through the GPPA?
Yes, correct, yes.
Did you have those for those ones that you had the framework agreement?
For the fuel, yes, sir.
For the fuel?
Yes, sir.
It went through the GPPA?
Yes.
And you were allowed to do that?
Yeah, we got approval for the restricted tender method, and then...
Now, let me ask another question, since there is. Is it that, was that framework agreement was specific to a trader, or it was an open MOU, or framework agreement? Like if I have an agreement with Jar Oil, can I use it for Oryx?
No, if you could allow me to explain this.
No, I'm just asking.
Yeah.
A framework agreement. If you have a framework agreement with a specific supplier.
With let's say, with one supplier.
With one supplier.
Yeah.
Can you use that agreement with another supplier?
No, you cannot.
Okay, thank you.
You cannot. I don't know if you could allow me to say this. Can I go ahead, please?
Yes.
Yes. When we were working on the framework agreement for fuel, we invited quotations from petrol stations within Brikama, taking into account the proximity of the petrol stations and also other factors in Brikama. It happens that we only have one interested supplier, which was GNPC. And then we wrote to GPP to say we only have one bid from one supplier, and then we were asked to evaluate that bid and then sign a framework agreement with that particular supplier. But
sorry, was it a bid that you requested for?
No, we requested for quotations from all the petrol stations operating within Brikama.
Because the bid is different from a quotation.
Yeah, we requested for quotations from all the petrol stations operating within Brikama.
Yes, I just wanted you to clarify, because when you say bid, it is different.
No,
what you have put out there
as
a request is different.
Yeah, it is a quotation.
From when you ask for quotation.
Yeah, it was quotation.
Yes. Yes, you can proceed.
Yeah,
Are you done?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say, yes.
Okay.
I think you've gotten me more confused. Your request was for GNPC.
No, I said...
Your what do you call it? Your framework agreement was with GNPC.
Yes.
But you had supplies from Jar Oil and all these other places. That's why I asked if you have a framework agreement with one supplier, can you use that framework agreement to have supplies from another party? No. And the answer was specific. You said no.
Yeah, you cannot
now,
use that.
Since you brought this up, now your framework agreement was with GNPC.
Yes.
Now we have seen in your expenditures that you had from Jar Oil.
Which year was that? Can you please help me with that?
In your expenditure.
No, well,
were you not buying from Jar Oil?
No, well, I cannot remember that. Unless you please help me with that record, so we've taken.
I know you are very systematic, but this is something that has been tabled here and was agreed. So you never purchased any fuel from Jar Oil?
There'll be few instances, example...
No, I'm just asking.
No, because once we have a contract with GNPC, we take fuel supply from GNPC. But maybe there will be few instances like if, a particular officers travel on track, and then you will buy, let's say, fuel from a different petrol station up country, and then maybe you could bring that receipt back to the office and request for a refund. Maybe in those instances, yes. But in an instance where we will take fuel supplies from Jar Oil, after having a framework agreement with GNPC, that will be difficult to confirm unless I please see the records.
Okay, I leave you to confirm that, but
Yeah.
I am of the opinion, and based on evidences presented to us, that Brikama Area Council was also taking supplies from Jar Oil and paying them.
From 2020.
Well, it should be. You were there from 2020.
I came in November 2019.
Yeah. Yes. So I'm just saying that is there. It's
okay.
in evidence.
Yes.
But I'll let you to go through it and see.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Council, can you proceed, please?
Now, the 2021 compliance review,
Yes.
dated the 12th December 2022. We ask that you be given a copy.
Yes.
You have the procurement of fuel,
What page is that, please?
21.
Yes.
It says the procurement method is RFQ, the contractor is GNPC, the amount is $102,172.32 buttons. Correct?
So you said page 21.
Yes.
What I have,
For 2021 compliance review.
yes, what I have on page 21 is inventory management, value for money, contract management. I do not see any GNPC.
What you have is
Page 21, what I have here is inventory management, value for money, contract management.
for the compliance review for the year ended 31st December 2021. You confirm that?
Yes, sir. I could check the copy that I have here for.
And by the way, let us please have the contracts file. Just briefly.
I have the soft copy. Go ahead. I have the soft copy. I think, Council, I think that should be page 22. Okay, 21, yes, I have it here.
It appears there all the pages were number 21. But then, so you go by the, yes, all the pages are number 21. So you just go by the second 21.
Yes, I have it, yes.
Yeah, I think it's with respect to the numbering of the pages.
Yes. Okay, all right.
Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Now, but you have discussed that you have the framework agreement with GNPC
Yes.
for 2021. What is the period?
Let me confirm the.
Because it's mentioned that it's above the threshold, so we want to see the framework agreement. It was approved?
Yes, it was approved, yes, for 2021, yes.
Is that not the one you have submitted? Did you submit one?
Yeah,
GNPC?
I think I submitted a framework.
Did you submit
agreement.
GNPC framework agreement?
Yes,
For 2021?
yes.
Okay, we'll cross-check that.
And we have the approval for the framework agreement for fuel with GNPC.
For GNPC,
Yes.
which year is that?
2021.
20?
This letter is dated on the 30th of September 2021.
Okay, please provide us with a copy.
Okay.
The procurement of 10 motorbikes on the next page. Let me see, just hold on a minute. The one we have, let me just show you, is only valid for 1 year. It's been signed by Mr. Bamset Jallo, that's not you.
Yes, we have a framework agreement. Maybe I thought I submitted 2. Then I will check for the.
No, let's just exhaust this first. Yeah. Let me ask the register I gave you the one you have submitted.
Yes, this is what Mom said in 2019.
Yes, so, no, just hold the document, please.
Yeah.
What is the exhibit number?
Is it LGC/MJ?
Go ahead.
C/BKAC/005?
Yes. And what was that? What was the period cover? What was the framework agreement? Who are the parties, in fact?
The parties are Brikama Area Council and
signed by
Mamset Jallo
and
Sajo Sama.
Yes.
Witnessed by Alaji Jeng.
Yes.
And Sukai Jak.
Correct. Yes. And the period it covered?
2019.
2019.
Yes.
So it does not extend to 2021.
No, it did not extend to that, but we have approval for framework in 2021. I'll check the records. I thought I submitted the 2 framework agreements. Yeah.
We will wait for that. Yes. Please note that down. We'll wait for that.
Let me ask. Yes, Council. Can I proceed? Yes. Now, Mr. Jonga.
Yes, ma'am.
I will want to tidy up the issue of the budget for 2020, 2021, and 2022. Yes. Now, I just want a little bit of clarity on the budgets.
Yes.
Now, your actuals, based on the documents you submitted and we admitted in evidence.
Yes.
You said your actuals as of 31st of December 2020.
Yes.
Your budget, what you had as revenue, was 90,817,405. Correct?
Can I please ask for copies of the budget, please?
It's the ones you submitted to us.
Yes, I don't have it.
Can you give him this one? Let me show you. The one dated 1st November 2021. You can turn to pages. It's not numbered, but let me just see. 2, 3, 4. 5th page. Collect your.
The budget, the budget summary overview.
Yes. Yes. Did you see?
Yes, you said for 20.
Yes, you said if you look at the actuals as at 31st December 2020. You see that? your revenue was 90,817,405. Is that correct?
Sorry, are you reading from the estimated revenue projection? Or
Yes.
That
is what you submitted to us.
No, I want to have a clarity of where you are reading from.
Yes. That's what I'm reading from.
Yeah, but I did not see 31st December. Okay, the actual has a 31st December 2020.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that is where I'm reading from.
Yes.
Or am I making a mistake in my reading?
No, I thought you had the summary.
No.
Yes.
I'm reading from the 5th page. That is why I referred you. Though the numbers are not, the pages are not numbered.
I'm there now.
The 5th page, yes.
Yes, I'm there now.
You had actual as in the number I quoted. Then you said estimate for 2020, what you estimated to earn as revenue was 109,500,000. I have a little bit of challenge in having the exactitude of the number 109,500,000 in budgeting terms. I had a slight difficulty, but we will get to that. Yeah. Now, my question is, there is a difference of 18,682,595. Is that a net deficit?
Yes, the deficit example.
Is it? No, let's take it